Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Deja. In today's video I'm going to be doing a part 2 to my Wait on God video, which I just wanted to stop for a second and say thank you guys so much for all your love and your support for that video, for sharing your own testimonies, and also encouraging me to keep sharing mine and making me feel good about sharing that story, which I'm not the biggest on sharing things in my personal life, but because there's so many wonderful God-fearing women out there who have either dealt with the same thing or just can in some way relate, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. So quick update, my car is officially fixed. I'm super excited about that. I have been driving it since that same day, actually, that the tire exploded. All 4 tires are brand new. My car is good. I've been able to get to and from work. Glory be to God. For real. Glory be to God. So yeah, basically I wanted to give you guys a part 2 because somebody had asked for a part 2 video. Thank you so much. And tell you guys what happened with my previous vehicle. So I'm just gonna jump right into it and try and make this video as short as possible. When my tire exploded on the highway with my first car, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was on the highway in Atlanta. And some of you may know how the highways are down there. It's busy and it's very fast paced, and you actually do see like a lot of like destroyed, exploded tires on the side of the highway a lot down there. And in 2020, the following year, I started to experience some issues with my car. The rain was getting on the inside of my car because the way that the tire blew out, it blew up my front left panel. So long story short, my car was getting a lot of wire damage from the water and all the elements getting into my car. So that's what happened. And during that time, like I said, it was like at the height of the pandemic. Like we really just started to shut down for the pandemic. I decided that I wanted to, like a lot of other people, start a business. Not even start a business, but really start to be creative through my business and really start to tap in to the real potential, my real God-given potential, and my real just my real niche for what I knew I love to do, which is create. So I have a product line called Deja Cares, where I make organic body, skin and hair care products. And I'll insert some pictures here. So I started my business around the time the pandemic had started and everything was shutting down, and I was delivering orders. So tell me why my car just randomly one day just completely like stopped working. It just wouldn't turn on one day. And at that point, my car had already been through a lot. It had been through an accident. It had been through the tire exploding on the highway. I'm not gonna lie, I was in school at the time as well in Atlanta. I had fallen behind on my car note payments, and I just didn't feel like it was really worth it to keep on with this vehicle, and I didn't want to put any more money into fixing it. So I didn't. And what they were saying for like to fix it would have been around like 800 to like $1,000, and there's no telling if the car would even come back or how long it would last. So at that point, my car was dead and gone. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I just started this business. I'm out here shipping orders out. My business is really taking off at this point. Like, I'm having people put in like hundreds of dollars worth of orders for my body butters, my hair growth oil, all these different things. And I'm just thinking like, yes, like, Lord, thank you for blessing my business. Thank you for letting it grow. And then my car just stops working on me. So that poses a huge problem, obviously, because I'm not able to get to the post office. I'm not able to ship out orders, all these different things, right? I want to say at least like 6 months. So until like June of, I'll say, of 2021, I had no vehicle of my own. I was actually renting, and I was renting from Enterprise. Because it was right up the street from me. I just drove up there one day and I was able to rent a car, and yeah, I it started off very cheap, and it's funny how it's funny how life works, but more importantly, like how God works things out in your life, really. Because I was I went there to rent like just a cheap car, so I'd be able to be mobile, go to the grocery store if I had an emergency, be able to get around for stuff like that. And so I rented like a little 4-door sedan for like, I don't know, like 20 something dollars a day. And when I went to Enterprise to pick up the vehicle, they didn't have it. So they were like, well, what we do have for you is this huge SUV, and it was a 2021 or a 2022. And me and my mom like looked at each other and we're like, yeah, get it. And so I got the vehicle, and my rate actually stayed the same because I had rented it for that price. So they weren't going to change it on you. That's the good thing about Enterprise. They didn't change it on me. So I was renting a car for $22 a day, you guys. And by the end of the week, I want to say that I was paying somewhere over like maybe like over like $100 and some change, which wasn't terrible. Of course, over time, renewing the contract, renewing the rental agreement, the price would increase or it would decrease, and there'd be like days where I would pay, or like, you know, pay for a few days at a time or like a week at a time, and I was paying 700 or 800, just a lot, 400, 500. And towards the end of me renting that vehicle, you guys, I looked at my receipts and I was paying darn near $2,000 a month. And I'm like, Lord, how did I even do this? Because me thinking I can pay like $2,000 a month for like rent would be out of the question, or $2,000 a month in a car note would have been completely out of the question. But God really made a way, and he sustained me through that. And that was a really trying period for me as well, because I was mad. And if I can be honest with you guys, like, I was mad at God, because I'm like, Lord, why did this happen? You know, why did this happen in the moment of me trying to build a business and trying to start something for myself, or just to continue to have like all these car problems and different things like that? It really bothered me. And I was like, at the same time that I was renting the car, I was also trying to get a car of my own. I really wanted the car that I had, the car that I was renting. Like I said, it was like a really nice Mazda, like CX-6 or some, I don't know what it was, but it was a really nice car, and it was like a 2021, 2022. And they were like, you know, at Enterprise, they were like, of course, like, if you want this car, it's actually up for sale, and da-da-da. And I'm just like, let me be able to get it. Unfortunately, at the time, I couldn't get it because I didn't have income. I didn't have a job. It was the pandemic. I was on unemployment at the time. They weren't accepting people on unemployment. It was just a lot, you guys. So yeah, it was crazy. But like I said, and Lord forgive me for it, and I've already asked the Lord for forgiveness for this, which is really important. Like I said, I was angry at him for the all the trials that I was facing, and you know, that I couldn't get approved for a car. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? And it took a lot of praying, and I just remember that towards the end of me renting that car, and how much money that it was just taking out of my account, dipping into my savings, to the point to where I had, like, by the end of it, I had maybe only like $1,000 of savings left. And if anybody knows anything about savings and how things are here in America, that's not nothing. That's really nothing at all. That's less than rent, and in a lot of cases, which is unfortunate. But I just remember towards the end of me like renting, like I want to say like a few weeks before I gave the car back to Enterprise to say I'm not going to rent anymore, the Lord had said to me, give the car up. And I'm just thinking, like, you want me to give this car up? And I don't have any transportation. Lord, I finally graduated some years ago, for, of course, like maybe like 6-7 years ago, from having to rely on other people, and you want me to give this car back, and I don't even have another car to replace this one. Like, I wasn't even able to go from this car into my own car that I'm renting. Like, I just didn't understand it. I was hurt and I was frustrated, and I didn't want to give it up. And I had to pray about it, and I had to ask the Lord for a lot of forgiveness for holding on to things and being disobedient to what he had told me to do, and also to just ask him for guidance. And then one day I said, I can't do this anymore. And it came to the point to where I couldn't even pay for like another few days. Like, I didn't have the money at all, you guys. So one day I asked my friend that lived up the street from me if he could come with me to drop the vehicle off. That way I can just return it. I wind up giving it back that day. And it took like maybe like another, like, I want to say like maybe like 2 weeks or so. And I'm still applying for cars. I'm still praying. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get around, asking my parents for help and for guidance, going to God, of course, for guidance, asking like, am I gonna need a co-signer, like having like a friend co-sign for me, which is something that I would never really want to do, because I want to just keep it close to home. I want to keep it personal to me and have that be my responsibility and follow me on only me. Because again, I wanted to be responsible for this all on my own. That way, if anything happens, which I wouldn't let it happen, it will fall just on me. So like I said, 2-3 weeks went by. I'm praying, I'm applying, I'm praying, I'm applying, praying and applying, nothing. And then one day I go to CarMax, and I apply for a vehicle, and they approved me like it was nothing. Like, oh yeah, duh, of course you can get this car. Like, what are we looking at here? Like, which one do you want? What leasing term do you, or what financing term do you want? Like, what are we doing? How much do you want your down payment to be? I'm like, you asking me how much I want my down payment to be? Like, so it's like, it was just crazy. And the one good thing I'll say about CarMax is that you get to test drive a car. So I actually test drove 2 cars, took them home, test drove them, and then brought them back before I made my decision to get the car that I have now, which is my Mazda. And it's crazy, I say Mazda because the car that I was renting for so long was also a Mazda CX-5. Now mine is like a little bit of an older year, but baby, she runs like she's brand new. And I'm really grateful for that. So to bring it all home, you guys, really, wait on God. Wait on God. When I tell you, I can't emphasize it enough, because if you come to God with a concern, if you come to God with a problem, if you come to God, also real quick, I'm sorry, I just want to throw this in there real quick. I literally, my car payments are way more. They're actually doubled. Okay, so from my last car that exploded on the highway and it just shut down on me, I was paying $155 a month, right? Couldn't afford it at some points, fell behind on payments, a whole lot of stuff with that vehicle. When the Lord was ready to bless me with my new vehicle and told me that I'm ready and I'm going to be the one to make those payments and do that and do it all on my own, tell me why my car note is almost $400. It's $3 short of $400. I pay $397 a month, and I've had my car since August of last year. I have never been late once, because when God supplied me with that vehicle, he was like, oh, you're gonna have the means to be able to pay this. Like, there's no not paying it. So when I pull up my credit history, you guys, that car payment has not had one single late payment on it. And I'm really grateful to God for that. And I'm still trying to maintain that. Obviously, there has to be a lot of work on my part. And when you go to God and you ask him for something, he will bless you. But there's going to be work done on your part. He's got to see that you're ready for the blessing. And there's a lot of other things in life that I'm waiting for. Like I said, I want to be a mother one day and have kids, be married, and a house. You guys, I'm praying for a house. Please stand in agreement with me and pray for me that I get my home. But like I wanted to say, you guys, like I was saying, wait on God, because when you wait on him, he will really surprise you. And I feel like if I wasn't even rushing it so much more, that he would have blessed me even more than that. But I was starting to get a little bit impatient. But really, you guys, just try it. Try waiting on God. I'm not saying to just do nothing and give up and be, lazy and just fall over. Have hope, trust in Him, seek Him, and whatever it is that He's asking you to do, whatever He's asking of you, it could just be just waiting. If that's what He's asking of you, do that. He will bless you. Trust me. So that's my word of advice. That's the end of my little 2-part series for you guys. Not even a series, my 2-part little like story time. Wait on God. Really. If there's anything that you're looking for or waiting on God for, I pray that the Lord blesses you with wisdom, with knowledge, and with guidance to be able to receive understanding and insight, and ultimately to be able to get your blessing. I'm praying for all the people that have supported me and have left comments down below about needing a miracle or just needing hope in God for different things. I pray that the Lord, He guides you and that He gives you comfort in these times, because it's not easy for anybody. It says in the Lord's word that all of His people who are suffering, we're all suffering together. We all go through seasons, we all go through hard times. Like, it's not just me, it's not just you, we all are. Keep the faith, stay strong, wait on God. He will bless you, and it'll be so much greater than you ever imagined. Like, the more you wait, the bigger the blessing, trust me. So wait on Him. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.